Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica Bibukat, and standing in front of you talking about poverty, but specific poverty in the Philippines. So, poverty in the Philippines. But before I start, I want to imagine yourself like this. Imagine yourself living next to a garbage dump, waking up every morning, that knowing that there is nothing you can do with your life but try to survive. Imagine not being able to eat breakfast and lunch but only eating one small a meal a day. Imagine your mom or your siblings or every part of your family working in a factory with a very dangerous machinery and only bringing home a couple of money after a full of day work. Imagine spending your days looking through the garbage drive and trying to find any recycled material that you can sell. Imagine yourself in that situation. Imagine that how you don't have nothing but to survive your life with the poverty. Imagine that in your situation. Imagine that yourself in that situation. Did you survive it or not? Let me ask you. Let me one with that. You're so lucky to eat a meal a day or 3 times a day or more than 3 times a day a meal. You're so lucky that you have everything in your life. You have a gadget, you have the clothes that very comfortable. There you have the room, you have everything that need one by one person. So imagine yourself. But imagine yourself without those that you have today. Did you survive it or not? So let's proceed it. But first we have to define poverty. So what is poverty? Since this, poverty is the word used to describe the conditions under which poor people live. These poor people has no house, no comfortable or word. They have no house or they have a comfortable bedroom like us, like that. A poor poverty is someone who does not have adequate supply of food and clothing. Like I said earlier, they have to go to the garbage and look for recycled material and that recycled material they sell it and become a money, and they have to buy a food or other material that needed that day. The idea of poverty is also changes with the passage of time. Yes, the idea of poverty is also changes with the passage of time. But if you choose, if you have to cut that cycle because your family is poor, from your mother, father, and from the children, or from you as you are today, you have to choose if you count the cycle, or you have to choose what you might do or go in the future to cut the poverty from your family. Next is, so why people are poor? Because, like I said, because of lack of education, lack of motivation or inspiration in their life, and because of the influence of other people. Because sabi-sabi nila, huwag ka nang mag-aral because mahirap lang kayo, or magiging mahirap ka lang din in the future. That's not what people might do to the people are poor, because we have a choice to live to live to live to live longer in the poverty, or to live to without to or become success in the future. Yes, people are poor because of the influence, because of the people. But choose, 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 uh, or choose what you become, or they serve as inspiration. Prove yourself, prove yourself that they are wrong. Does not stop what you're doing to in the future. People are poor because, madaming nagsasabi na hindi nila kaya, madaming tao na ayaw nilang maging mas mataas sila kaysa sa kanila. I know you can relate from this, because as myself or my family was poor, and I experienced all of the people are experienced today, that they didn't eat a meal for a day, or they didn't go to school because of lack of money, or wala silang pang recess or like that. So they tend to people are poor. But you have to choose. You have the courage, or you have the opportunity to go along with yourself, with your situation, or to cut the poverty in your family. Next is the causes of poverty. First one is corruption. Corruption is a form of dishonesty or criminal offense. I have example. Last year lockdown. We all know it's lockdown. They almost have nawawalan na sila. Nawawalan sila ng pag-asa kasi mahirap na sila. Mas lalo pa silang naghirap because of poverty. Because of corruption is one of the causes of poverty. Noong lockdown, madaming nagbinibigay ng government officials or mga politician like money or ayuda. Ayuda is a food, or nasa basket siya na puno ng noodles, sardinas, or other pangangailangan ng araw-araw ng isang pamilya. But in case of that, nabibigyan sila ng maraming pagkain sa isang supot o isang box, ay parang kinurap nila. I mean, they parang yung 1,000 sana naging 500 kasi kinupit nila o binulsa nila yung 500, like that. So causes poverty, corruption. Tapos nung lockdown pa, imbis na maraming sardinas or maraming noodles sa binibigay, but they give one noodles, one sardines, or kung ano-ano pa, at 5 kilos na bigas ata yung binibigay nila nung lockdown. And second is lack of education. Lack of education, yes, this is the causes of poverty. Why? Because the opportunity to go to school, they didn't grab it because of poverty. They choose to go to the garbage and see a recycled material, ganon. Tapos, nawawalan din sila ng pag-asa para 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 makaya nila yon, para makasurvive sila doon. No, they lack of education. Mga kabataan, mga bata ngayon, dahil nga din doon din sa lockdown, iniisip, at ngayon na lockdown pa rin or hindi pa pwedeng pumasok mga bata, they choose to have a job to help their family. O nga naman, online learning ngayon, mas okay na yung nagtatrabaho sila kasi may pera sila, may binibigyan sila ng pera, ganun. And online learning, mahinang signal, wala silang gadgets na pang-aral. Kaya they tend to parang nagtatrabaho na sila, kaya ganun. Kaya yun ang causes of poverty, lack of education. Next one is debt, utang. Debt or utang is parang sa Pilipinas, maraming utang ang Pilipinas sa ibang bansa. Kaya minsan wala na ring budget or wala na ring parang binibigay ng mga officials or politics sa mga mahihirap. Like 4-piece. Kaya mga 4-piece na binibigyan nila parang kinukulangan na nila kasi marami ng utang or marami ng kailangan bayaran ng Pilipinas sa ibang bansa. Next is limited or lack of resources. Kaya minsan mas pipiliin na lang nila na pumunta sa ibang bansa kasi doon mas kuwan yung pera, kasi dito limited yung resources, kaya walang lack of resources, wala silang sapat na resources para gawin yon, para kuan yung service na yon. Kaya yon, that is cause of poverty. But marami pang causes of poverty, hindi lang po ito ang causes of poverty. Marami pa pong iba ng causes of poverty. Ito lang po yung parang main or parang most of that time na parang issue kaya nagkakos ng poverty is mga ito. Next is this video clip. It is lockdown last year. So I want to watch this video and realize that you have lucky last year because you have everything that needed or want. So let's proceed in the video.
Ramboy Panganiban says his family feels lucky if they are able to eat 3 times a day. He used to earn an equivalent of $6 a day selling food, but now he says he's happy if he's able to bring home 4.
We've been hungry since March. In the first 2 weeks of the lockdown, we finished off the very little cash we had. And since we couldn't really go out to work, we just borrowed money.
Many people here are in a similar position. They used to be part of what the government calls the informal sector. They are either self-employed or run businesses providing goods and services. But now they tell us many people here have lost their jobs, and some have resorted to begging.
And it isn't happening in the capital Manila alone. Local survey shows at least 7 million families have experienced hunger at least once in the past 3 months. That's a record high of more than 30%, the highest incidence of hunger since 2014.
The survey comes as the country is well into its 7th month of community quarantine, one of the longest ever implemented by a government in the world.
So in the video, Ramboy Panginiban lost his job because of lockdown. And most of in the area losses of job because of lockdown. Says that 30% or more, 30% or 7.6 something million, 7.1 million people that live in poverty or hunger. So, or they individual, they self-employed, they offer services or products that's to survive survive their pangangailangan sa araw-araw para makatulong din sa pamilya or so on. So, what are the solutions or to lessen the poverty? Let's start for the first one. Lots of opportunities. Lots of opportunities. Lots of opportunities. Parang bigyan ng opportunity lang mga Pilipino para magtrabaho sa bansa. Para makapagtrabaho, para makatulong sa pamilya or sa pamilya nila. The second is vote a leader that helps Filipino citizens in times of disaster and crisis. Vote sa next election. Sana mag-vote tayo ng wise or mag-choose tayo ng karapat-dapat sa posisyon na iyon. Wag lang yung puro lang salita, wala sa gawa, like that. Sa next election 2022, we have to consider the many parang effort or parang bigyan sila mag-research tayo about sa kanila, yung mga tatakbo government or mga politics next year. Third, it's job and wages. Yun nga, lots of opportunities, dapat bigyan sila ng trabaho, and dapat kung ano yung trabaho nila, dapat minimum wage ang binibigay. Wag lang yung sa construction, for example, bibigyan ka nila ng 300 a day, but yung minimum wage is 400 to 450 yung range. That's unfair to the Filipino. Kasi naghihirap na sila, tapos nagtatrabaho sila ng maayos, tapos bibigyan lang sila ng less the minimum wage. That's unfair. Lastly is increase access to education. Yes, increase access to education, like bigyan sila ng lessen the tuition fee or bigyan sila ng libreng school supplies. Kasi wala sila, even kung bibigyan sila ng pera pambili lang ng school supplies, they rather than to buy a rice or buy a needed in their house or in their para mas ma-thrive nila yung araw na yon. And lessons and reflection. I didn't put any word sa lessons and reflection kasi I want to speak what I learned, what lessons I learned from my topic, and reflection na din. So, lessons and reflections about poverty. Naranasan ko din naman po lahat ng mga nasabi ko, lahat ng sinabi ko earlier. Kasi, I remember correctly, elementary days, because I have 2 siblings, pero noon wala pa yung bunso kong kapatid. Yung ate ko na lang, and ako na muna yung nandun, nag-aaral noon. I go to school, I don't have money. I don't have a school supplies yung parang madami or kahit papel lang, wala ako noon. Wala ako noon kasi parang mas gugustuhin ko na lang na ibigay yun sa pamilya ko, sa mga magulang ko para pambili ng bigas or what's pangangailangan namin noon. But I lucky because I have my mga tita, may mga pamilya, ako na kapatid ng mama ko na binibigyan kami ng school supplies or pangangailangan mi nung pagdating na ng school. Kaya yung lessons ko doon is parang kung hanggang kaya mo, go for it. Wag kang mag-stop kung anong meron ka lang doon. You have to uh, think or think your future or para maging success ka in life. Tapos, wag ka ding umasa sa mga tao or wag kang magpa-loko or magpa-influence sa ibang tao na mahirap lang kayo, wala kang mararating sa buhay. No, you have everything. Kasi, andyan ka na, opportunity mo na, tapos choose mo na yun sa sarili mo kung magiging successful ka in the future. Ganon. That's all. Thank you. I hope you have learned a lot from me and from my topic. Thank you and God bless. Bye everyone. And once again, I am Monica Bibocat from BSA 1E. My topic is poverty in the Philippines. Goodbye and thank you everyone.